You don't ignore your customers, 5 exclamation points. You don't ignore your customers, rawr.
Well, they're not customers yet because they haven't paid for
You
anything.
haven't bought anything yet, no.
Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Konnichiwa, and welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. That was Japanese, right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Konnichiwa, yeah.
He about lost it. It's like, oh no, damn it. My research.
Miyamo Rich.
Wait, what?
Yes, exactly. I know what I did there.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
We're off the rails. I love it.
You know what, though? I'm excited because we've never done a beer like this before. This is from our friends at Weldwerks in Greeley, Colorado. We go way back. We've done a number of Weldwerks beers on the show. This one is called, Dolan, help me out here. Is it Soyokaze? Soyokaze?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's
right.
what I'm going to say.
Soyokaze?
Soyokaze?
Kazi, maybe?
Kazi?
Soyokaze?
Japanese rice lager brewed with jasmine rice and sake yeast.
Which, jasmine rice is the only rice that you should be eating. Just saying.
Is that true? Because I got a little bit of rice research.
I do too, and I'll tell you what, they don't believe that.
They
Interesting.
don't believe that.
Nope.
Really? This is my grandma thing. So she's Filipino, so it probably has nothing to do with Japan. But
Well, I mean that's like someone from the Midwest saying like you should only eat
Beef.
like bison. You don't eat ground beef. You eat bison.
That
Right.
pork out of here.
Right.
Beef.
Yeah. So real quick on Weldwerks because we've talked about them a number of times. Located at 508 8th Avenue, Greeley, Colorado. Open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. If you have not been to their tap room, you are missing out because it is. If you want the Colorado experience in a tap room, that's exactly what this is.
The only thing against it is, can you see mountains from there?
Kind of.
Can you?
Yeah. I'll give you something else that I had against it, but
Oh.
I didn't want to talk about. So Weldwerks, Weld is the county.
Yes, it sure is.
Yes. It is the reddest county in Colorado.
Oh.
There's, yeah. Oh,
Red
boy.
is that red sun.
As the sun on that label right there, yeah.
Huh.
In a state that's bright blue,
Yeah.
it is blood red. And man, it's bizarre. It is weird. Like, don't take my guns and you name it,
Oh,
right?
everywhere. Yeah.
Trump 2020 flag still flowing and all that craziness. So
America.
it's bizarre, but that does takes nothing away from Weldwerks whatsoever. We actually I stopped there during March Madness on my way to Estes Park to pick up a beer. And as we were walking in, my son Maddox, who's been to a number of breweries with me, he was just like, "Wow, Dad, everybody's got a dog here," and that was absolutely true. Like everybody that was there had a dog, and everyone either drove a Jeep or a Subaru.
Hell
one of
yeah.
the two.
You get those
It's
when you
Colorado,
move
man.
there.
Yeah, it's like standard issue, right?
When you sign the paperwork on the house.
Here's your
Keys,
Subaru.
car keys, and a dog.
Yep. Here's your golden retriever.
Or your lab, yeah.
Sign me up.
Huh.
Come in.
Ding, ding.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of places to go here. And I did research on quite a bit of it.
You just tried it, and I had the same reaction as you.
Which was...
It's a farmhouse.
It's a Saison, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a saison. It's
It's
not
what it tastes like.
Wow. I'm sort of disappointed.
See, I don't get that at all.
What?
What do you get?
What?
I need to
Just
know.
get like
I
a
was
lager.
No. I was
Maybe-
expecting. I just had a rice lager in Chicago, no more than
Here,
4
or 5 days ago.
try
It
this.
tasted nothing like this.
One of you just drink it out of the can.
Go ahead, Dolan.
I have a feeling
Drink it
that
out of the can.
that might be part of the issue.
Really?
I don't know. I don't. Like, there's too much air. You're getting too much.
No, I think it's...
Is that true?
It tastes like a Bud Light.
Get out of here.
that's what it tastes like.
It's
Yeah.
Totally different.
That's what it tastes like.
If you plug your nose and you don't get the smell of it, then I get that.
I get that.
Yeah.
Well, explain why.
Yeah, I don't understand how
Do you
that
know
works.
why?
I don't understand that whatsoever. I don't know.
I know why.
Okay.
I think I know. This is my theory.
Well, hit us.
Last week came back this week.
Oh.
And maybe there's a little bit of plum or some sort of
Oh,
soury
some
thing in there.
residue.
That didn't quite come out of
I
your
rinsed,
Ah.
though.
receptacle. I know.
rinsed.
But
Yeah, spoiler alert, we don't record these each week. We do some back
so
to back.
that's
and
my
so
guess because I soaped.
I did not.
I didn't either. Yeah.
And mine tastes like a Bud Light,
Okay.
but a delicious Bud Light. Soyokaze. That's how I'm saying it, folks. Guess what it is?
No idea.
It's a limited express train in Japan. It was debuted July of 1968.
Like a bullet train?
Kind of.
Okay.
It was just like, oh, here's some provinces and areas that don't have a lot of service all the time, but they still would like to go places, so we'll give them a train like twice a week. Sort of situation.
Okay.
It is on the 189 series is the car that pulls the whole thing. So that's the engine design.
Okay.
It's kind of Art Deco-y looking, it was kind of cool. I looked it up on the old interwebs. It started out as a reservation-only service, so you had to have like a ticket, I guess.
Okay.
Which apparently that isn't always the way it was. It was almost more of like a vacation situation train. Like you're flying somewhere, you need a ticket with a seat number. Now, as you know, subway or a bus, that's not the way it works.
Right.
But in Japan, I think that these are just better.
Sure.
They're a little more friendlier, and they have things like, rules in public transportation.
Rules.
Rules.
So that was it. It ran all the way through 1994, and then they kind of were like, well, you guys are on your own. We're not running trains
Oh.
anymore.
It wasn't that used, maybe?
Could be.
Okay.
They did start moving it up. It ran a few more times, but wasn't as busy as I guess they planned it to be, or it ran its course. I don't know, but it ran for 30 years.
Okay.
So I almost think of it as like the proposed thing they're talking about between Lincoln and Omaha.
Oh, I got
like
you.
something like that.
Yeah.
It started out in this place called Ueno, maybe Ueno, and ended in Naka Kanazawa. That was the last place it ran.
Okay.
Soyokaze. It also means a gentle breeze, soft wind, or a breath of air.
Well, there is a little paper airplane
Yeah, that would
kind of
explain.
flowing through.
So, that if there's a music tie-in, I'm gonna do it.
Of course.
And I knew you weren't gonna do this one.
Okay.
There's a song called Soyokaze no Shirabe, which means Melody of the Gentle Breeze, by this, we'll call them a vocal group.
Okay.
I think they're listed as a band, but they were not a band.
Is it like modern or is this older?
It's from 2005.
I was gonna say BTS or
It's something similar. It's a predecessor, is that what you call it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
They're called Dream. All female group.
Oh.
And this was an A-side of their 19th single. Came out March 3rd, 2005. Now, Dole and I have the YouTube video of this in a draft of my email. It has your name on it. I'm going to send it to you once I return to my abode with the video for this.
okay.
Soyokaze no Shirabe, I think is how you're going to say it. But here's who's in the group. And I will describe the video to you as follows. It looks as though 6 to 7 Japanese gals went to Paris and got some clothes.
Oh.
And then they went back home and got in front of a green screen, not unlike this wall here, and shot a video in about 10 minutes.
Super high budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the
All
singers.
right.
Tachibana Kana, Hasibiyu, Nishida Suzuki,
Okay.
Yamamoto Sayaka, Takamoto Aya, Nakashimi Ami, and Ebi Iri. That's the group.
That's a big group.
Yeah, it's Dream, man.
Mm.
Gotta have big
Wow.
dreams.
All right. Okay.
They were popular. It looked like they had lots and lots of views and subscriptions and sales. Then they kind of petered off. So the mid to early 2000s was when they were crushing it, if you will. And that's what I know about Dream.
Interesting.
Song.
Would we recognize this song? I'm sure
No.
no one's playing it
Nope.
here, so
Nope.
I would,
You wouldn't recognize it. It sounds like video game music.
Oh,
It sounds like
Okay.
techno-ish.
okay. Like something you would have heard in Final Fantasy, maybe the video
Maybe,
game,
or like if the time was running out. I don't know.
Would it be like
It's a little faster. It's like K-pop sounding ish.
Oh, okay.
It's like that,
so like electronic dance.
kind of. It's not like the lights aren't flashing and stuff. There's some emotional something's going on here. The song is called Melody of the Gentle Breeze.
Yeah.
But the music didn't really match that to me. I'm no expert in this area, but they all had their solo. They all came out and sang a verse, and it was whatever.
much like the Spice Girls, maybe
Similar,
right?
Or from last episode, the Backstreet Boys. Japanese rice lager. We're talking about it today. We're drinking it. What do you think of it?
Okay, once I got past whatever I thought I was drinking, it's good. I mean, I like the rice, makes it nice and
The
smooth.
rice makes it nice.
There you go. Yeah, it makes it nice and smooth.
It's my motto for life.
According to your what? Mom? Grandma?
Yeah, my whole family.
Whole family says.
There you
Sam and
go.
I, we eat rice like, I don't know, every other day.
Are you like the family that goes to Costco and gets the big bag?
Like
Yeah.
the huge.
Yeah.
No, we go to the Asian market and grab the
yeah.
huge bag
The
of
bag.
jasmine rice. Lasts us maybe like a couple months, and then the like I
How
have
do you
a
store a big,
Good question.
big bag of rice.
of rice?
It takes a lot of room in one of our cabinets in the kitchen.
Does it have its own container?
Yeah, so we have a big red container that has a scoop in it already.
Oh, yeah. I need to hear about this.
And it sits next to the big bag of rice underneath. It takes one of our cabinets in the in our island in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's huge. But then you just take the scoop. Well, at the beginning you cut it and you gotta
You
like
dump it in.
carefully
Careful, yeah.
pour
Oh,
it
boy.
in. You get rice all over sometimes, but
It happens.
Just
Yeah.
like the big like airtight thing, like you would use for like dog food or something. Like you would put the lid back on it afterwards.
big Tupperware?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's a big. So it looks like a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket thing,
Yeah.
but it's skinny and taller. So it's like this tall,
Okay.
and it's like skinny, and then it's got the airtight rubber lid
You
to
gotta
it.
keep it tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's
Right.
rice is no good.
Right. Oh yeah, it'll absorb anything.
That's why you throw your phone in there when you drop it in the toilet.
Right. True.
Although try to have a separate container for
I
that.
think
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to cook up that rice later.
Yeah, you don't want to do
I suppose you
that.
could, but it'd be gross.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other Japanese rice lagers, did you write this down?
Nope.
Like more modern, maybe
Sure
some more
didn't.
mainstream.
Bud Light.
Sapporo. Bud Light actually is. They
Yeah.
use rice in it. That's absolutely
That's why
true.
it gives me a headache.
Yeah.
Is that
I'm going,
why-
That's why it gives me a headache.
Is that why I was like immediately like, this tastes like Bud Light?
well, maybe,
It's
yeah.
the style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sapporo,
Yep.
Kirin.
Yep.
Kirin.
I actually had
Ichiban?
Kirin Light
Kirin
the other
Ichiban.
day. Yeah, and it was okay. Orion, which I've had one time.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
think
and
I've
then I've never seen this one. Yoho, Yoho, Yoho. Yeah,
Had Yoo-hoo.
not to be confused with Yoo-hoo, the chocolate drink.
That'd be a real different
Chocolate
if you're
rice
expecting
lager.
Yoho and got a Yoo-hoo. That would. Oh, thank you.
What's Asahi? What is that made? Have you ever seen that one?
No.
It's
Yeah.
like it's my go-to
Is that Chinese?
sushi.
No idea.
It's always that the rest. Yeah, I don't know if that's Chinese or Japanese.
It's like my go-to sushi beer. Oh, I don't know. It's at the Japanese restaurant
Is
that
it?
I go to. Yeah.
What's the one in the Buddha, the bottle, the gimmicky
Oh yeah,
one?
I've had that
I
at
don't know.
the sushi place downtown.
Skunky.
Is it Lucky Buddha?
Maybe it's Lucky Buddha. I don't know.
It might be what it's called.
It is super skunk though.
You buy it just for the bottle because
green
it looks
bottle.
like a Buddha.
Yeah.
Asahi is a Japanese brewery that has 37% of the market share and is one of the largest of the 4 major brewers in Japan,
There you go.
followed by Kirin.
Never. Okay. Well.
My buddy John Miller, who I've worked with and been with, music partner and life pal, he did some time over there and lived and worked in Japan. And I think he was in Sapporo area.
Okay.
So he's knows all about those different big Japanese breweries and stuff. It's interesting. I think most of these, they're not making a lot of IPAs.
No.
There's one brewery out of Japan. I've had some of their stuff that comes here, has an owl on the label. I had a white, like a Belgian white from them. That was pretty good.
Interesting.
But there's not a whole lot of craft, what we would call craft, at least what we would say,
Yeah.
Let's see. But that does tie us into a couple things.
Okay.
Let's go with sake.
Mm.
I've probably had it. I don't know.
I have.
Some
I
people
enjoy it.
really are into it.
Yeah, I like the flavored stuff. The original straight up sake can be pretty harsh sometimes.
Very astringent, maybe is the. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah.
It's kind of like wasabi, not flavor profile wise, but like it just hits you hard for like 5 seconds and then it kind of tapers
Then it
off.
Tapers off.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, hi, I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I got for us real quick on sake, because they're using sake yeast. So basically, making sake is very similar to making beer.
Okay.
They call it rice wine,
Right.
but it is more like making beer because you're fermenting grain to get alcohol, whereas wine you're fermenting already made sugars. So that's the main difference.
Gotcha.
And they call it wine, but really they're doing it like a beer. The main thing I could find about it was it's been around a long time. In the 3rd century, in some Chinese texts, they were talking about how they met some Japanese folks and they were drinking this stuff, and then they really started dancing. And people were like, maybe that's probably what it was. In the 1700s, we got the first Western description of how to make sake.
Okay.
So, like 1,400 years later, we finally got like a recipe to the rest of the world. That's pretty cool, I thought. It's been taxed forever by Japan. And
Not
in
surprised.
1898, it made up just about 5% of the government's income. It was just on tax on sake. So I assume this is something everybody would have, like in their household or something. Is it an every dinner drink? I don't know. I think people have it here when they go out for their birthdays. That seems to be the case, at least from when I've seen it. I don't know anybody that just goes to wall-to-wall spirits and picks up sake and takes it home.
Here's
Maybe somebody does.
to put it into perspective. We did a Wino Wednesday.
True.
Probably a year ago. That where I tried 3 different types of sakes.
Yeah.
And I did them warm and cold because you can drink them both ways. Traditionally, I think it's warm.
Yep.
And so I had like a pineapple one. I had it was like a lychee one, and then I had the normal one. And I just finished the sake last night.
Oh, dang.
We decided, and this is like me sharing with people. Like I did not touch this thing. Yeah, and the pineapple one and that one was good. That one went pretty quick, but the small one was just enough for like a couple pours. But the original traditional sake,
OG.
that lasted a year in my household. We just never.
And you're in a band.
It's
Let's just
tough.
put it there.
Right.
That's a tough
Yeah.
sell, huh?
Well, that's where the pineapple one went.
Okay.
Yeah, vocalist got happy.
He does. It's the national beverage of Japan.
Not surprised.
Gently warmed is the traditional way.
Okay.
In earthenware or porcelain. And then you drink it from a sakazuki, which is a tiny cup.
The little cup.
Yeah, that's what that's called. You got any of those? You got any of those stolen?
Yeah, I got the whole setup.
Got the whole kit.
for the
Yeah.
video, so you can check it out. It's
Yeah.
Wino Wednesday. We did sake.
Drop the link.
Bloop, bloop. YouTube.com/a something 23 something.
That'll work.
He may have gotten to the sake this morning, too.
That'll work.
We don't know.
The oldest sake brewery is in Kyoto.
Okay.
And it's from the 1400s. It's still around today.
Get out of here.
They have seen a decline in sake in recent times. In what did I write down? 75.
Okay.
There were 3,229 brewers in Japan that made sake. And in 2007, there was 1,845.
Oh, wow.
So quite a drop in 40-something years. One of the theories was just Westernization. It's not a traditional culture as much anymore.
Okay.
So people are out trying different stuff, and that younger generation doesn't want to do things that their grandparents did.
I was going to blame millennials.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, we can.
It's not cool to drink sake. I don't know. I'm making that up.
If your grandpa did it, Although my grandpa, he was a Budweiser guy. He'd probably drink this, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
A Toji. That is the name of the head brewer.
Toji. Okay.
Of sake. So we have just that, head brewer, whatever.
Yeah.
Toji is what that would be.
It's like, is it a title? Like,
Yes,
it's a
it's
title.
like a designation.
Okay, I got you.
Not just some dude.
Yep.
And that's it. What I got for just a little bit of sake stuff.
So we're going to keep on the.
We're educating you today.
This is a good education moment, I think, for us, because when else would you be able to talk about all of these?
Not on this podcast.
Not necessarily, no. So I want to talk about one of my favorite foods, and one of Dolan's favorite foods too, I believe, sushi. So I thought I would just give a quick primer on sushi. Like, let's say you haven't had it before, and I can do this because my youngest daughter just turned 20, and she wanted to go to a sushi restaurant for her birthday. So we went, and she's got some things that she likes or whatever. I'm like, let's expand your palate a little bit. Let's try some different stuff. So then she was looking at the menu and was like, I don't understand what this is. So I'm going to give you some basics here on sushi.
All right.
The best kind of rice that you use for sushi is short grain rice. It tends to be more sticky,
Yeah.
right?
Guess
Is
what?
that right? You can do some
Jasmine
of that?
rice is long grain.
Oh, so not good. Not a
jasmine
good
rice.
sushi rice. So,
Interesting.
Yeah. There's a name. A more affordable. There's two different kinds. Is a more expensive one, Koshikara. That's more expensive.
Okay.
It's a fancy short grain. And then there's tamashiki rice, which is you can actually grown in California. So
Of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So then those are the two types of rice. That's more affordable rice. So then different types of sushi. So your traditional roll, right? Your traditional roll is just sushi. That's what it's called. You have just the fish. So if you just have if they just slice it real thin, the fish, it's sashimi.
Sashimi.
Which I love. Good tuna sashimi. Oh, man, that's good.
Yeah.
I could eat so much of that.
Actually, Nathan, one of our brand specialists, I sit right next to, he knew the difference of that. And I lit up. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like,
you know the difference between
sushi,
sashimi
bro.
and sushi. Good. Most people just call it all sushi. Everything is sushi. It's
Everything,
an umbrella
yes.
term.
No.
Not true.
Nigiri. Nigiri is
I've
where
heard that term.
they take the rice and they put it in the palm of their hand, and they form it in the palm of their hand, and then they take the sashimi and they put it over. They just lay it over the top.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes you'll see it with maybe some of the wasabi underneath. Maybe sometimes you'll see it with a very thin wrap of
Ginger?
Seaweed.
the seaweed
Nori.
the nori, the wrap
Okay.
around the outside. Very, very thin, though, around the outside. And then finally, uramaki, which is the inside-out roll. That's inside out in Japanese. So the rice is on the outside, but then you get the wrapper on the inside, and then the other stuff. But the sticky rice, forms on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Like
they dropped it on the floor and picked up the rice.
I mean, they could, maybe. I don't know. I would think it'd be much harder to make uramaki, maybe because you're really relying on the rice to hold
Well, you better
the
have that good
roll
stuff.
together.
Huh.
Right.
Yeah, you got to have that sticky rice.
You got to have it. So,
Yeah.
the little green stuff that comes on the plate, little Play-Doh,
Yeah,
Right?
not wasabi.
Dolan's actually right. We have never had real wasabi ever. I guarantee. Well, Dolan, maybe your
Nope.
grandma.
Never,
maybe?
never.
95%, 99% of all wasabi served in the United States and 95% served in Japan is fake.
What?
Yep. So sushi expert Trevor Corson, I found this guy online. He broke it down. Watch out. He said it's just plain old horseradish plus a mix of mustard extract, citric acid, yellow dye number 5, and blue dye number 1. Comes in big industrial bags as a powder, and the chefs mix it with water before dinner to make that paste.
Yeah.
Not real.
So why don't they use the real stuff?
Because, do you have it?
It is expensive.
It's expensive, and it's hard to find.
Yes.
It's like truffles.
It's very hard to find, very hard to
Where do you
grow.
Huh?
Real
What is it?
wasabi, which comes from the wasabi plant, a distant relative of horseradish, has a more delicate, complex, and sweeter flavor. It's very hard to grow, hard to handle, and very pricey. So that little lump of Play-Doh that you get on your plate there, if it was real wasabi, you'd have to add $3 to $5 to your meal for each little Play-Doh bowl of that.
$5?
Yeah, expensive. Horribly expensive.
Not worth it for me.
I'm sure that's before shipping. or is it-
Right.
$50.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why can't you just grow it here?
It's
The greenhouse.
it
don't
grows
know. I bet
very
you-
specifically
Yeah.
in a small part of Japan. Like it's like
course.
like in Arizona with the saguaro cactus, right?
Yeah.
It's the only place in the world that it grows, right? In the entire world. So it's kind of like what wasabi is, and yeah, it's interesting.
Have you ever eaten the pickled ginger that you get on the
Yeah.
plate? That's the other thing that you get off
Yeah.
to the side.
I get extra every time.
I don't like it.
Sometimes two.
I don't.
Times 2 extra.
I hate ginger, so.
An old
love it.
ex-friend of mine who we ate a lot of sushi together back in the day. He would call that he called it urinal puck. Shaved urinal puck. So for dudes out there, it's like the little thing that sits in the bottom of the urinal. You shave it. That's what that is. Shaved urinal puck.
The best pickled ginger is the pink pickled ginger. I don't really like the white stuff. It's a
Yeah.
little sweet. The pink pickled ginger.
That's where it's at.
Not a fan.
So good.
Not a fan.
So good.
No. And finally, I used to watch a lot of late night TV, and one of my favorites was old Food Network, the Iron Chef.
Heck yeah.
Iron Chef Morimoto was my favorite.
Morimoto.
Yes,
I
Iron
watched
Chef
that
Japanese.
whole run.
Loved it. I liked all of them, right? Even Iron Chef Italian, I really liked him. But I've been to Morimoto's restaurant in Philadelphia. I've been to Nobu, he apprenticed under Chef Nobu in New York, which was an amazing place to go. Oh,
Breaking news. This in. Yesterday, Alton Brown, we know him? He dropped a little news that the Iron Chef is coming back,
great!
and it's going to be him, along with,
There's a girl, right?
she won Top Chef. I see her face and her cool haircut, but I can't remember what her name is.
She didn't do the show with.
No, that's his sous chef, the one that has the crazy blonde hair.
Yeah.
That is Bobby Flay's sous chef,
Yeah,
and I can't
Flay.
who became very popular. And I can't remember her
I
name.
can't remember this one either.
No.
I want to say Michelle, but I don't think that's right.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Flay.
Yeah.
That's who I was thinking
she's
of.
like a model.
And
I think she is, as well as an amazing chef.
Wow.
But they're going to be on Iron Chef, bringing it back.
So is
on
Al-
Netflix.
Oh, great.
Cool.
So the production will be amazing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And the guy's coming back too.
No.
The nephew.
Yeah. Okay.
That guy.
Okay. So who is going to play the chairman? So the chairman's nephew from the original, not the original, the American Iron Chef.
Yes.
Is the chairman from original Iron Chef still alive?
I don't know.
I mean, that dude was kind of old back in the day.
Yeah.
But
The thing about Iron Chef original, the OG, was like the ingredients. This stuff
just
we
the
will never see
craziest stuff.
in our
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
I remember one time they had gold.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, just here's a $1 million episode.
Squid battle where they actually had live squid in the tank
Yeah.
and they had to get it out, and it was like the suction cups were like stuck to the dude and he had to pull it off.
They had like these pairs that were worth like $10,000 a piece or some shit.
Yeah.
You're just like, what?
Yeah.
This is not Guys Grocery Games.
I love that show too.
Me too, but the ingredients are a little different. You know what you could pick up at Guys Grocery Games? Some jasmine rice. We touched on it just a minute, but I wanted to break it down.
Yeah.
It's long grain rice. It's in the aromatic family, so very similar to basmati rice, I guess.
Okay.
It should smell like, I don't know what this is, but it says pandan, Pandan, and popcorn. That's what it should, the aroma should give you.
Is this true, Dolan?
But I don't know what pandan or pandan is.
Yeah, you can't. Popcorn's misleading because it's popcorn without the butter.
Sure, just straight up.
Yeah, the movie theater popcorn smell that you get,
With
like
8 squirts, that's
yeah,
different.
Yeah, you don't smell the butter.
That's artificial.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kind of like we talked about with the plums. As soon as you harvest this, it starts to lose its aroma. So aficionados will be like, how old is the rice? Oh, is it 2 months old? No, thanks. I'll pass.
Interesting.
They get snobby about it.
Yep.
So if you want to have this year's most current version of the rice.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's not going to be as good.
It doesn't last 2 months in my house.
Then it's time for a new bag.
There you go. Well, that's good.
It's mostly grown in Thailand,
Okay.
but it is grown in some other places. You'll see brown or black is what sometimes you'll see on a menu. Very similar to the World Beer Cup or the Great America Beer Festival, there is a World Rice Conference.
Whoa.
And the most recent one I could find was in 2017. It was held in Macau. And Thailand won with their Ham Mali rice.
Okay.
It's the third year out of 5 that Thailand has won. 21 competitors entered rice into this contest.
Countries?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Cambodia was second and Vietnam was third.
Okay.
This is where they said this from this the conference. This is where you should use this stuff. Good for things like stir fries and soup, but it's too soft and it gets too soggy for fried rice dishes. So
Stir fried, though. You can get in there and get it out.
yes,
Okay, okay.
but that's the main areas they used it for was stir fry and soup.
Yeah.
But it's like a filler. So that's what I got for us on the old jasmine rice.
On rice. I've eaten my share of rice over the years.
Yeah.
for sure. I think if I had to choose, I would always choose. Are you a fan of the brown rice or the wild rice?
I'm a long grain wild rice person.
Okay.
Yes, that's my favorite.
No.
I like it, but it's not the same.
Not the same. No, it's true.
Like rice pilaf and stuff like that. Not about it. No.
Yeah, because it really can get too sticky or too squishy or too
Yeah.
right. Yeah. How about the rice-a-roni? You like the rice?
The San Francisco treat?
Right.
Yes, I like rice-a-roni. Yeah.
I can put away a
It's
whole
all right.
box.
It's okay.
I could eat. Yeah, there's some that are really good. Like whatever the broccoli one is.
Oh, cheddar broccoli?
Yeah, that one's probably that's the one I don't care for, but I've had like the teriyaki one's really good. Yeah.
For some reason, I believe him. I
Yeah.
feel like you know what you're talking about.
I do. I believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I ate a
that's
lot of
absolutely
rice-a-roni in college actually.
Well, it's like 99 cents a box.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate a lot of ramens, but that's
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That too.
And mac and cheese.
Most of the rice I eat is in Cajun food. Big Cajun household. So
Okay.
a lot of probably just straight up white rice, but it's in an etouffee or jambalaya.
Jambalaya, dirty
gumbo.
rice, like the dirty rice.
Yeah, that's okay, but I don't like liver, and that's
I do.
really what makes it
you
dirty.
You can I make dirty rice, but I don't use any of that stuff. I
There you go.
just use hamburger.
Yeah, okay.
Hamburger and corn and green beans, fresh green beans has to be fresh.
Now you got a casserole.
That sounds. Yeah, that's a
Sounds
casserole.
good.
That's a.
Oh, but you mix it in with rice and you fry the rice up with it and super good. I douse it in like habanero sauce.
I also believe him on that one.
I do too.
I feel like you should make us some food sometime, Dolan.
I would love to. I love to cook.
In Wisconsin, would that be called a hot plate? Is that what they call a hot plate?
That's
in
like
Wisconsin?
a
Maybe.
casserole, right?
Like a casserole,
tater
right?
Yeah,
tots.
that's like you take it to a potluck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bring a hot plate.
Oh, it's got to have tater tots. Yeah.
It has to have tater
Or they'll
tots.
slap you, I heard.
Yeah.
One time in elementary school, my mom made like a hamburger casserole
Oh,
with
yeah.
tater tots,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And the next day I got the flu. And I blamed it on, now it was very clearly the flu, but I blamed it on those tater tots. I could not eat like hamburger casserole with tater tots for years afterwards.
Can
Did it
you
have
do
the
it
green
now?
beans
I
in
can
it?
now. Yeah, I can now. Yes.
Cheese on the top?
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, there's Kansas.
Cream of mushroom soup?
Absolutely. Yeah, all those things.
That sounds real good right now.
You can also do dirty rice with corned beef.
Oh,
So good.
that sounds good. What would the Irish have to say about that?
Oh, I don't know.
Huh.
Give me some more.
We're going to take a second here for TripAdvisor.
Okay.
Okay.
So I like to look up the bad ones, right?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
the lowest common denominators in society tend to leave bad reviews.
Yeah.
This person, her username is just STHC. That's it. She lives in Colorado.
STHC.
STHC. Don't know. But she lives in Colorado. And I went and looked because, man, her review, it was 1 star, horrible.
Oh,
And then the
yes.
title was horrible service.
Yeah.
So I was kind of curious. I looked because that was the only 1 star review out of all of them, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, they're like 4.5 stars out of 5 on like 100 and some reviews. Like it's pretty sizable. She has 20 total reviews out there for different places, and
Yeah.
17 of them are horrible.
What? I'm shocked.
Yes, shocker, right? They're all horrible. So I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit.
Okay.
On this.
Oh my
one.
gosh, is that the phone book you have
This
down
is
there?
exactly yes. I will paraphrase. We
All
went
right.
there after a long day of yard work.
So she's already bitchy.
She's already pissed. Right. Probably hot, a little sunburned.
Yeah.
We waited our turn in line, only to have the bartender help others who had stepped out from behind us. Twice this happened. None of the bartenders even looked at us and said, "Who's next?" or "1 second, guys," or "We'll be right with you." Nothing. They just kept helping other people. I don't know if the other customers were regulars, but that is beside the point. The brewery was not busy. Half the place had empty tables. We weren't even acknowledged. So yeah, we finally lost our patience and said something like, "Hello, are we invisible?" That pissed off the waitress. She was not nice even after we said, "Sorry, we've been passed up twice now. You don't ignore your customers." 5 exclamation points. You don't ignore your customers, rar.
Well, they're not customers yet because they haven't paid for
You haven't
anything,
bought
so-
anything yet, no.
Exactly.
So pay attention to who is standing in front of you even if they've already been served. If you can't ask them. The jerk guy bartender actually had the audacity to ask my boyfriend the next day, which is weird, what the problem was. OMG, for real, question mark. Work for your PR, holy cow, we will not be back.
Good.
Right. Well,
Wow.
okay. So here's the magic of TripAdvisor and
Yes.
the internet. Neil Fisher, one of the co-founders, responds to every single TripAdvisor comment.
Wow.
Including this one.
What a job.
Here's what he said. "Thank you for the additional information. We do apologize that you were not served in a timely manner. Blah, blah, blah. Other stuff. We're restocking. However, we are not willing to serve customers who are verbally abusive by yelling and cursing at our employees. We have refunded your purchase in full."
Oh.
Good for you.
I thought she
Wow.
just said, "Are we invisible?"
No, apparently they weren't because they were cursing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You know, when you bring that energy to a place,
Yep.
people pick up on it.
Yeah.
So either she goes to a facility or a place like this and is expecting to be treated poorly,
Yeah.
right? She's walking in with that attitude.
Yep.
And it happens, self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
17 out of 20 negative reviews.
Yep.
I got a feeling that's more her than it is these 20 places she's been.
I have a feeling they got.
What do I know?
I don't know. I'm going Weld County. Let's go back to Weld County for a second. I'm gonna guess they got back in their pickup truck with their Trump 2020 flag flowing in the background, and they just tried to take them sticker with an AR-15 on it
Yeah.
and busted ass out of that parking lot just as fast as they could.
And ran that light right on the corner.
Yeah, they probably did. Untapped. How do you like that visual?
I can see it.
No social commentary there at all. Untapped, 237 check-ins. Where do you think we land on Soyokaze?
4.01.
363.
376. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I think I enjoyed it. I think I drank it all. I would order it again. There was something to that, there being a little farmhouse to it, maybe. A little bit of Saison, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I think I would like this outside
Yeah.
in the summertime. Like sitting on their patio. They're out on the, what is that, the west side? No. I don't know. Whatever
which
side
way it faces.
Yeah, but right by the parking lot.
Yep.
It's hot there.
Oh, yeah.
And when the sun's out, and one of these icy cold would be pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I
wish I
can't
was
wait
there.
to go back to Weldwerks. Quite honestly, it's definitely a stop for us every time we go through. So, and then
Next
their friends.
time you go there, don't order beer before the person in front of you. She did not like that.
That was definitely me. So, yeah. Okay. Again, much like a couple weeks ago, I would tease what we're doing next week, but I have no idea. I got to go back to. We are coming up on episode 200, though.
Yeah.
We've got to decide. We got to decide what we're going to do to celebrate 200 episodes of A Beer with
We got to
Atlas.
drink 200 beers.
Well, that
Game.
that could be a fun day.
It would take more than one day, I think.
66 and a third.
Each.
No, 66 and 2/3
Yeah.
each.
I could do half of that in one day, but the episode quality would be pretty poor.
Oh, I would think by the end of it, it would be like drunk history times 10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So until then, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have another beer.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.